Okay, welcome back. This is part 2 of our conquest of the Emerald Isle. When we left, we'd just set up our stewards. We'd start fabricating claims on Kildare. And we have these guys. We're not too fussed about what these guys are doing for the moment, but they seem to be quite happy. They'll just tick along doing their own thing. So yeah, we have a claim on Kildare. So we are sitting patiently, seeing if Eddie, our Chancellor, can actually make something happen, can get things going a little bit. But until then, this is quite a good way to start as Island, because you won't actually have a lot to do. You can monitor around the counties as much as you want. You can see what's going on, but you'll be pretty much left untouched, which is quite handy because it lets you just unpause the game and just let things happen. You know, don't worry too much. Our heir is still unmarried, so I'm not going to do it at the moment. We're gonna let go of play in a sec. But that is something to keep an eye out. We want to get him, and he will actually probably come running to us complaining before we actually do anything about it. Because as his father, I'll tell him who he's going to marry. So he'll start pestering me about that eventually. So we're going to actually kick off. We're going to let go there, and we're now playing. The days will tick over quite slowly on speed 1. I'd leave it on speed 1 for now. As you get along, you might be ramping up the speed, because you can literally go. You can have peaceful years in this. You might decide that you're going to just play for 10 years and not attack anyone. You just want to manage your little family unit. You could literally play Happy Families and just do nothing, expand nowhere for the entire game, and just live out your entire life in Dublin and see if you could survive as the world changes around you. I mean, someone might invade England. England might become all of France in 100 years' time, and then France might come knocking on your door and say you should be French, and you can go, do you know what, I'm going to just try and keep my little county Dublin as long as I possibly can. But we're not going to do that. We're going to try and install ourselves, or it might be our grandson or great-grandson actually manages to become king of all Ireland, or you never know. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be a bit expansive. So we're unpaused. Time is ticking away. And everything's cool. We're currently trying to fabricate claims, but let's kick a few things off. If you go up here on all these tabs, there's loads to worry about here, but we're going to go on intrigue. Intrigue is where all your plotting and things like that go on. So this is where it'll list all the threats against you, which there currently aren't any known plots against you, any prisoners you might have. You can choose plots up here. See, there's already a couple of suggested plots. Just for a quick example, plot: kill Earl Dermot of Leinster, who was your father. So there is a plot to kill your father if you want to, and there's also one to see your wife dead. I'm not quite sure why you'd want to do that at the moment. She's quite nice and she does quite a good job by it, we think. Obviously, the plot to kill Earl Dermot is because you are his heir, so that automatically gives you... he has something you want, so that might be something you may want to do. But at the moment, my father is 72. He's just had his birthday. I missed it. And there is no reason to kill him. When you start a plot against someone, all manner of things can go wrong. All sorts happens. You might try and drop him in a vat of manure, and the inn he's staying in explodes. I won't get into it. There's all sorts can happen. It's brilliant. But there's no point, because he will die relatively soon, and I will get all his stuff. At 72, he is incredibly old for this game. It's not very often people get to live that long, but he will croak eventually. But down here, these are some quite good ones. These are your decisions, and these are little things that you can kick off. So you can have a summer fair, you can hold a feast, you can go on a grand hunt, you can buy indulgence for your sins. There's something kicking off over here. Don't worry too much about it. England is probably... What is England doing? No, I'm not going to get into that. Okay, I am literally going to ignore them. So yeah, where were we? We were on the intrigue tab. You can have all these little things. Now, some of them are greyed out, but that is because you can only do them at certain times of the year. So, for example, go on a grand hunt. The month is at least September, which is what we're going to do first. We just got to wait for September to roll around. But as you can see, if we go back to here, my martial skill is 4, which is quite rubbish. That's not really good at all. We want to increase that martial skill, and a good way to do that is to go hunting a lot of the time. So as you can see, we're not exactly doing any kingly things at the moment. We're literally bumming around with my trust fund mates, waiting for more land to become mine, and we're just going to bum around hunting and basically having a swell time. There's other things here. Buy indulgence for your sins. Hold a summer fair. This one's handy. This one will be... Oh, we could do this one first, actually. Yeah, we're going to do this one April. Yeah, in a week's time, go hold a summer fair will be possible. Yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to do this one, and you can see it's the 28th of April at the moment. When it ticks over to May, there we go, hold the summer fair as possible. So we're just going to pause that. In the last video I mentioned very briefly that my bishop here, if I can get him to like me more than the Pope, then... Oh, actually, wait a minute, that's not what the summer fair does. No, let's see, this is what I was going to suggest is that we would get the bishop to like me more than the Pope by inviting him to an awesome party. That party is hold a feast. That's the one we want to do there. Hold a summer fair, if I'm right in thinking, is gets your subjects to like you. So do you know what, we're going to do that one anyway, and we're also going to have a feast. But you can't feast until November, and you have to have a prestige of at least 100. So you've got to be famous enough to have a feast, which I am nowhere near famous enough. My prestige is quite low, and you get a lot of prestige from getting married, actually, because you can marry into really wealthy families. But I'm already married, so you can also get prestige from catching a big ass boar on a ground hunt. So we're going to be doing a ground hunt, but we will do a summer fair, so just to get things rolling. So what happens there, you will lose 7.4 gold. Gold can be hard to get. See, monthly balance is 2.4, so it's going to cost me 3 months worth of taxes to do it. Earl Murchad of Dublin gets, and when it says gets and then it has the little yellow light in there, that it's like a buff. Think of it as a buff. So Earl Murchad of Dublin gets holding a summer fair buff until 30th of June. So I'll get, for a couple of months, I'll get monthly prestige. So for a few months, is that this year? That's not brilliant. For a few months, my prestige will tick up, which is always good because you're having a summer fair. People go, yeah, that's pretty cool. He's pretty swell guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a summer fair. I have given the order that the summer fair should be held in Dublin this summer. Excellent, there's only one choice here. This should make the peasants happy. Cool. So that's kicked off. And we've put that in motion. Whenever you set something in motion, things like this will happen. It will kick off a series of events. Some of them come in, bulk. And it's up to you to choose. These are almost like little mini text adventures because it's like an RPG, because certain options are only available if you have certain traits. But let's look at the first one anyway. Its ragged fur and sorrowful eyes made the bear look pitiful, but when its trainer started playing his flute, the bear started dancing. The dancing bear and his trainer travelled from far and far to fair, and this year they have come to the summer fair. Fair to fair, sorry, can't read. And this year have come to the summer fair in Dublin. Awesome. So we got a dancing bear. We want to know this. I wonder how it does that. Dermot's opinion of Earl Murchad changes by 15. So if I select that top one, this guy, and you can always click these to find out who's going to think that. That's my son. That's my 12-year-old son, who is my youngest son. If I just go ahead and choose that top one, my youngest son will like me, because obviously he's astounded by this bear. So that's pretty good. He likes me anyway. Sort of, we're on pretty good terms. My youngest son doesn't like the fact that I am so randy. He is chaste somewhat, but and I am lustful, and my youngest son does not approve how it's very grown up of him, very mature. But anyway, he will like me a little bit more, which can be handy because my youngest, whilst he likes me, he does not like me anywhere near as much as my second oldest son. So that'd be pretty good. How clumsy he dances. Now this one has got a little yellow border around, which means this opinion is only exists because I have the honest trait, which is that one. How clumsy he dances. Earl Marchand of Dublin gets confused until the 1st of November 1067, given the following effect. Intrigue -1. Not really. I'm going to lose a bonus point there. That's basically pretty bad. If I pick that, I am living up. If you wanted to role-play your character, for example, thinking, oh, well, this is what my guy would say, you can click that, and you can see my intrigue will go down by 1, and it's only at 1, so I would literally have 0 intrigue. Keep him on a short leash if he does anything. Earl Murchad gains the suspicious trait for a few months, given the follow effect. Intrigue +1. So this little, as you can see, when you kick off these events, you're basically setting in motion the opportunity to get your hands on things. So yeah, could have my intrigue go up for a few months. I'm not planning on doing anything intrigue worthy, but or I could, training a bear can't be too hard. I can be very unimpressed, and the little merchant here, Dermot rather, sorry, will not like me. So my son will like me more if I go wow, and if I go rubbish. Anyone can do that. My son won't look too heavy on me. I'm going to go for the top one. I wonder how he does that, just so it's always handy for your sons to like you. So there we go. And what's this next one? When the old men asked for permission for a summer fair, I could never have guessed I would regret that. After a pie powder court held in front of my own bailiff, they sentenced one of my vassals to being drawn in a tumbler across the town square. Right. So yeah, it sounds like this kicked off, and my vassal, the mayor of Dublin, got in a little bit of trouble. I can either get on his side or I can go against him. I am totally going to get on his side. I like my vassals to have a high opinion of me, so I'm not going to piss him off. I'm going to say they will regret this, and for the next 2 years he will like me a little bit more, so let's do that. I am just going to increase it slightly. This is still not rocketing away, but it is going a little bit faster. So the summer fair is still in preparation. It's not actually happening. Oh yeah, holding a summer fair. So there we go. Because I've kicked this off, we have a monthly prestige boost of 0.05, which is pretty slow. But obviously this is, in all the world, this is hardly going to be the largest of affairs. So let's have a look. An errant monk is disturbing the summer fair by preaching about sins and the end of the world. His drivel is frightening some, but most of the crowd around him are mocking and laughing at him. He's just another part of the entertainment, if I say. So I can pretty much ignore him, but my bishop won't be very happy. He is a monk after all. So if I do that, oh, the errant monk will upset the bishop. So if I leave this doomsayer be, I will lose 5 piety, which is a third of my entire piety. This is not great. Kick him out. He does not belong at the summer fair. Dublin gets the peasants are upset until the 24th of July 1067. So for a few months my local revolt risk goes up by 1.5. I'm going to do that. I don't want to lose all that piety, and I'm going to take a chance. You know, I'm pretty sure that we're not going to get revolt. We've now got a revolt risk here of 3.5, which means there's a 3.5% chance that we'll have an uprising in Dublin. But I'm pretty confident we can suppress it if it happens. We could see, let's see, my marshal can suppress revolts by lowering the revolt risk. So you might go, okay, well I've done that, I've pissed a few people off, so I'm going to set my marshal in the county to keep the peace, basically. So I can counter that. Not at the moment, because I've already set in research and military tech in the last video, and there's a cooldown on when you can re-send them on jobs. So I'm not too worried, I'm just going to take the hit on that. The peddlers are loading their wares and the merchants are taking down their stalls. The jugglers, strolling players and the other entertainers are preparing to leave. The summer fair is over. It was great while it lasted. I forgot I got that much, yeah. Gained 20 prestige. So everything went off without a hitch. You know, it was a good summer fair. Everything didn't go too badly, so it was great fun while it lasted. Gained 20 prestige. So boom, my prestige has now doubled, which is fantastic. So before I can hold a feast, I need 100 prestige. So we want more prestige. Prestige is good. We are currently getting 0.4 prestige a month. So it is trickling up very slowly. All sorts of things get you more prestige: winning battles, marrying into large houses, things like that. But here we go. Oh, right, this is interesting. My liege, this is my Bishop Edgar, who is currently improving relations in Leinster. Down here, there he is. My liege, my mission to Leinster has so far been a success. During my visit to the court of Bishop Longstack of Ferns, I seem to have managed to make him understand what a benevolent and pious ruler you really are, and he sends his regards. Now this is pretty good. This is Longstack of Ferns here. This is the bishop who now kind of likes me. Yeah, That's pretty good. This is pretty good because he will become my bishop when my father dies, if I gather correctly. So whenever you send guys off, you'll see there possible outcomes. There's a 12% chance every year that my bishop will improve relations down here, and this means that ding, you just got it. You got that 12% chance. So that's pretty good. So we managed to. Bishop Longstack's opinion of Earl Murchad changes by 30 for 2 years. Now, I know that says 11, but if we just say perfect and unpause this, sometimes the if you just go off it and then go back on, it doesn't flush the updates quite as fast. So let's go back to him now. And there we can see there, 41. So the bishop down in Leinster, although I have no control over him at the moment, he's not anything to do with me. I will do in the future. So I thought ahead, and now I've got improved relations plus 30. So he went from merely tolerating me at plus 11 to actually quite liking me now, which is handy because I will be his boss in the future. So if you are successful, he is going to stay there. I'm going to leave him there because, like I said, I like a little strategy of mine is to always get my bishops on board. I like my bishops to really respect me because I just want their cash, and if I can get any bishop who I strongly suspect in the future will be paying me taxes, then I can get him on my side. He might die tomorrow, and that could have all been a big waste of time, but you know, that's them's the breaks. So we are off we go again. We're fabricating claims. We've just improved our relationships with the bishop down in Leinster, which is pretty good. Okay, what we're going to do next? We need to marry off our son, but I'm still not too much bothered about that. If you look up in here, all sorts is kicking off here. We've got seizures. What's going on? Who's this? Earl Dolphin of Cumberland is currently defending against William the Conqueror. All sorts is kicking off in England. All sorts. It's going haywire over there, but we don't care. We couldn't care less. We're over here. So this will greatly affect us in the future, but let's ignore it for now. So, okay, so we're fabricating claims. He likes us. Right, what we're going to do next? We're going to kick off something else. 20th of September. Yeah, let's just pause it there. I always do this. I keep it running and forget. I want to go on a grand hunt. I like going on hunts. Everything is met. You have to be at peace. Any of these, if you can't go on it for some reason, for example, you can't hold a feast. Why 2 X's? Because it's not November and because you don't have prestige of 100. But we can go on a grand hunt because you can't go on a grand hunt if you're in prison, which is fair enough. So we're going to kick this off. This is quite good for getting your martial skill up. Lots of other things can happen. It's also quite good for getting maimed, injured, and killed. But you know, you can't get the benefits if you don't roll the dice. So let's have a little go. Lose 5.94 gold. That's not. It's like 2 months. 2 months' wages it costs. I have given the order for a grand hunt to be organised in Dublin. I will find the white stag. Okay. So we're off on a hunt. We're going to see what we can catch. Usually all these guys tend to come along with you. Anyone who's in your court tends to come along with you. It's a big lads. It's a lads' night out, to be honest. Everyone gets in on it, gets a bit drunk, gets a bit bloodthirsty. And in a few days, something should come about that. And here it is. Oh, we've got a few options here. Whoa! Plenty to choose from. Okay, let's go. The dogs have caught scent of a boar in the forest. This is the chance of getting a mighty boar slain. So, the peasants will finish it. I gained 5 prestige, but also there's a 70% chance that that's all will happen. I can go, let the peasants get the boar, and I will gain a little bit of prestige, 5, which is pretty good, but there's a 30% chance that I will gain the trait Craven, and Craven makes you a total douchebag and a coward. So basically, when you said let the peasants do it, you're basically saying I can't be bothered. You'd still get the prestige from the kill, but there's a 30% chance you could be screwed. Craven's not good. It's not good by any means. This game knows how to screw you, so you know. I will face it alone with my spear. Nice one's quite a good one. Earl Murchad of Dublin gets Master Hunter for 2 years, giving you monthly prestige of plus 0.10 and plus 1 martial. That's quite good, but there is a 5% chance that you could get wounded. Wounded can do all sorts. It can make you limp for a few months. It can make you get an infection and die. You know, very Game of Thrones style. But I'm going to go with this one because it's. I don't. Let's see. Actually, you get 0.10 monthly prestige, but you get it for 2 years, so that's 24 months. So you get 2.4 prestige in total. So you only get half the prestige that you would if I chose this option. But my martial skill would go up by +1. And I don't have that 30%. I don't want to be Craven. That just sucks. I'm not going to roll the dice. 30% is quite high. So I'm going to go with I will face it alone with my spear. Yeah! And we'll find out what happens. In fact, I think it's instant. Yes, it's instant. I didn't get injured. Excellent. I now have this buff Master Hunter. So my prestige has gone up. I get +1 martial. So my martial skill has gone up by having Master Hunter there. So that's cool. That's good. We kind of won that little dice roll. The hounds were more alert this morning than I've ever seen them before. Something stupendous must be waiting for us. What are we waiting for? Let's go. Again, 5% chance I could be wounded, which is bad. But I also gained the diligent trait, which that is a good one. And you will gain that trait. That's not a buff. That's a trait you're going to gain for life. So when I'm going, what are we waiting for? Let's go. I'm going to get lifetime respect for being totally, you know, on the ball. And I will get +1 martial, plus basically all my main stats would go up by 1, which in turn will help my ambition to improve my diplomacy. That's a good one. It's gonna be hard there. I think my horse has a limp. Craven, you will. There's even no choice there. You will be Craven. So that's quite good. What if you were already Craven and you want to be a coward? I don't care what it is. We'll hunt it. 25% chance of the hounds bring down the child of a peasant. Like that would be a really good one just to do, just for the hell of it, just to see what would happen. That's why this game's so good at doing politics, because things like that can happen. You go out on a grand hunt with the intention of increasing your marital skill by 1, and before you know it, your dogs have torn apart a child peasant. Could be hilarious. That could be a good one, that one. Let's do this another day. You get content, which is good. Content always goes to give you a little bit of piety every month, so you gradually get nicer with the church. But it also drops your intrigue because you're content. You're not interested in messing around with anybody, which is looked upon favourably by other content characters. But no, this diligent, that is too good a trait. So I'm going to take the 5% risk. Ooh! Excellent. We weren't injured. That's twice we've dodged the boar's tusks. We now have a new trait, which is diligent. It's fantastic. It's a really good one. That. I am now one step closer to fulfilling my ambition, and also everything has gone up by 1. I'll get more in depth on state diplomacy, state stewardship, all this stuff later, but that's good. My stats have gone up across the board, so that's good. A white hart has been seen in the north of Dublin. I am told it is a hart of 10 and the biggest deer ever seen. I find no joy in killing such a proud animal. Ailehill's opinion. I'm going to give 20. If I find no joy in killing a proud animal, I will more than double my piety. The church will go, you know what, very, very good of you to leave such a beautiful creature. But this guy, Ailehill de Wicklow, will basically think I'm a total pussy. Who is he? I think he's one of my courtiers. Yeah, there he is. Basically, he's one of my entourage. Your court is basically your entourage. It's full of... this thing can get absolutely ginormous. This is basically all the people you choose to occupy your throne room with you whilst you're mulling around all day. These guys tend to come out with you on hunts and stuff like that. And he'll be pissed off at me. He'll think I'm a pussy. But I actually don't like him. We don't... he likes me. He'll like me less if I do that, but he's a little snake. He's brave, but he's deceitful. But he's content. Deceitful and ambitious is a horrible combination, because you can guess when someone's prepared to be deceitful, but also wants to go places, that can be dangerous. He is deceitful, but he's also content. So, you know. And he's quite just, actually. Just and brave, and he's a little bit of an enigma, this guy, but I'm not too worried about pissing him off, because he has, you know, so be it. Get annoyed, I don't care. I will send out our best hunter, who is the Bishop of Christchurch. That would be me saying, I nominate you. You're the best. You know, you've got this huge, proud animal. I'm going to let you take it down. Funnily enough, if I don't kill the animal, the church likes me. But if I send my bishop out to kill the animal, I'll get prestige. That's quite good. Not only will I gain 20 prestige, which is a lot, my bishop will like me by plus 15 for the year, because he'll be so chuffed that I sent him. And if we go to vassals, plus 15 will take me to... Aha! See, this is where things can get really interesting, because he likes the Pope 70, but he likes me 58. Now, if I send him out to kill that deer, he'll be so chuffed with me that he will actually like me more than the Pope, and as a knock-on effect of that, he'll start paying me taxes, and I get 20 prestige. So that is pretty amazing. I'll get a double whammy there. My bishop, my vassal likes me more, I get more money, and I gain prestige. It's it's going to be a bit of a no-brainer. This is my kill, so I want to do that. I will gain 15 prestige, which is less than this one. There's a 10% chance that I'll get wounded and a 5% chance that I'll get maimed. Maimed is not good. Maimed is really not good. I will also get huge boost to martial and stewardship. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go with, I will send out my best one. I'm going to send the bishop out. I'm going to say, go on, you do it. You're the man for the job. So you see, just by going on one hunt there, we've increased all our stats. We've managed to increase some personal opinions. And also, if you can look here now, opinion of liege 73, and where is it? Delighted. Delighted is because I just did something he really likes, which was send him out to kill the biggest stag in all of Dublin, and he liked it so much that he actually now likes me more than the Pope. So now 5.5 every year I will get an extra 15. So I'm getting an extra 1 gold per turn, which, considering my monthly balance is only 250, that's pretty good. So I'm now getting church money. So I am now officially in with the bishop. So this is pretty good. I've managed to have a huge boost in tax just by going out hunting with my mates. So that's pretty good. So we're going to kick things off. Let's get going again. Is there anything else I can do? Yeah, I can't really do anything else for the year, plotting wise. I should start to think about marrying off Domhnall, my son. If you look here, his actual ambition is to get married. The grand hunt is over for now. This was a truly noble endeavour and a true challenge for our martial abilities. Excellent. So everything went successful, and if you look there, gain 10 prestige. So I am proud of my hunting abilities. Well done, sir. So now our prestige is up to 55. Still not quite high enough to hold a feast, but the original intention of my feast was to get my bishop liking me more, which has actually happened. This could quite easily tick unders, although he likes me more than the Pope. See, I've got a little king hat there instead of a Pope hat. He doesn't like me that much more than the Pope. It's only a slight amount, so that could change. And wham! Big changes here. Earl Murchad of Dublin has inherited the county of Leinster from Earl Dermot of Leinster. The game can do this sometimes. It can throw out a little message and you'll go, it doesn't tell you the root of that message. So for example, I've just got, you've earned that county, and you'll think, how? And you've got to like actually figure out. So Earl Marchard has earned the county of Leinster from this guy, your father, and you might think, why is that? Why have I earned that? And if you go on your father, you'll see that he's dead. There are little message boxes that pop up telling you about these things, but I don't know why it's not showing up there. But oh, it's because he's not flagged as a person. Yeah. Anyway, he's died. He's died a natural death at the age of 72. And you were his heir, so you now own Leinster as well as Dublin. So that happened quite quickly. Actually, we've been going not very long at all, and we now own 2 counties. So if you click on Dublin, there's you, big bad dude, and Leinster. There you are again. So you now own both these. This is really good. So if you go to your vassals, you now have 4 vassals, because you've got the 2 that you already had in Dublin, and also you've got the Bishopric of Ferns and the city of Wexford. And if we look in our vassals tab, we'll see that Longstech, there's this guy again. And look, you know, this is how this game's really good. We sent our bishop to improve relations when we knew we were going to be in charge of this county. Now we are in charge of the county. We're going to start off right off the bat he likes me more than the Pope. Improved relations 30. If we hadn't have done that, he'd still be loyal to the Pope, but we did do that and he's loyal to us, so and he's going to like us even more in a bit, because there's only 2 negatives there. He doesn't like the fact that I'm Randy, but short reign, minus 16. Short reign because I've literally been in charge of Leinster for a few days, which is probably also the reason why the Mayor of Wexford, short reign again. Yeah, I'm the new boss and I am unproven. No one really knows what I'm capable of doing. So he doesn't dislike me. It's not in the negative, but at the same time, you know, they're going to see how it goes. But I have really strong opinions for my vassals here. This is really good. I've started off with a council or a collection of vassals who really like me, and both of my bishops are paying me money, so this is going to be fantastic. My monthly balance has doubled now. I'm now to 5.36, sorry. This is pretty good. We've got a few messages here, but we're going to leave that here for now. We've now essentially doubled our land mass, so the conquest of Ireland will continue. See you then.